St. Ignatius football on AM 1220. The Word.
Welcome back to the Brunswick Automart Countdown to Kickoff. I'm here with head coach Chuck Kyle of the St. Ignatius Wildcats. Coach, a heck of a win last week, traveling up to South Bend, Indiana. Farthest that St. Ignatius has ever gone for a game.
Well, I guess so. We've been to Pennsylvania, we've been to Philadelphia, but Indiana there to drive 4 hours and get off and play a game is a bit unique. It took us a little while to get going. Plus, Penn, they were a bit of a different defense than what we saw in the film exchange, so that made it a little sluggish at first. But the nice thing about kids really kept their composure and got to the sidelines, made the adjustments. By the time we got to halftime, we had a pretty good idea what we could do, and they were doing a lot of blitzing and everything like that. But in the end, they left Robbie Paris one-on-one, and that we certainly wanted to take advantage of it, and we did.
Yeah, Robbie Paris, 11 touchdown receptions already this year. School record is 14. It's amazing to have a kid with that many catches this soon for touchdowns.
It really is, and in a lot of ways, we do what the defense dictates. I think any level of football would want to do that. Certainly, if we have our cracks where it's one-on-one and people are playing 8 men close to the line of scrimmage, well, you have to pass. And Robbie has a great knack of getting open and making those great catches. And to have one receiver go for 250 yards in one game is unheard of, simply unheard of. So, and the other guys are doing a good job too. O'Malley made a great catch, our first touchdown, just a fabulous catch, and the guy getting it there's pretty good too. Let's face it, Rudy's doing a great job.
Yeah, Coach, are you kind of surprised that Rudy Kurbis, out of all the guys on your team, you have so much talent, but here's a guy that really the colleges seem to be taking some time getting to?
Well, that can happen with the position of quarterback. Nowadays, they may take one a year, and they double, triple check to make sure that the situation is right for that kid. So you take a look at John Ryan and Robbie. Well, okay, you need a lot of receivers, you need a lot of linemen, defensive or offensive linemen, and quarterback you're going to bring one in. And so they're taking their time, but things will work out.
Coach Chuck Kyle joining us. The opponent tonight, Massillon, 5-0 this year, off to a great start. The Tigers are. It's going to be a good game tonight.
It's going to be a very good game. We've been talking all week to the kids that this is a playoff caliber football game, and we have a chance to experience it right now. Game 6, that's the kind of intensity we need. Certainly for Massillon, that's the way they're looking at it too. So huge crowd, that type of experience. There was a big crowd at Penn and at various places, but this one, people, it doesn't take much to realize that these two teams have the abilities to get into the playoffs, and who knows, maybe play again against each other, Lord knows. But to experience it right now, there's really an intensity needed every play, and trying to preach that very much so. That a little mistake today can be really magnified. So the exactness, the focus on each play, very important.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight, and let's get another victory.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Chuck Kyle on the Brunswick Automart Countdown to Kickoff. Back with more after this on the ACP Productions Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Brunswick Automart Countdown to Kickoff show on the St. Ignatius Wildcat Football Radio Network. Where are we now? Well, the Wildcats are back home at Byers Field for the first time since week 2. Wildcats have won 6 of their last 7 played here on the carpet. Only loss being to Buffalo St. Francis last season here at Byers Field. Since the start of the 2002 season, the Wildcats are 16-4 at home in the regular season, 14-4 here in Parma. The Wildcats are now 4-1 on the season. That's the 9th time in Chuck Kyle's 23 seasons as a head coach that the Wildcats have been 4-1 after 5 games. Ironically, the Wildcats have been perfect more often than not through 5 games. 12 times under Kyle, the Wildcats have been 5-0, and 11 times they've either been 4-1 or 3-2. The Wildcats have never been under 500 at the midway point of a season under head coach Chuck Kyle. the 2 seasons they were 3-2 for those keeping track. That was 1987 and 2002. The 4-1 record is good enough to have the Wildcats ranked in a couple of local and statewide polls. Wildcats currently number 3 in the Cleveland Plain Dealer Writers poll. They hold down the number 9 slot in the most recent Ohio AP Division 1 poll that was released earlier this week, and they are now number 10 in the Ohio News Network Power Poll. Unfortunately, Wildcats not ranked in the national publication at this point. But more important, though, than the polls that the Wildcats are ranked on, currently they're 7th in Region 1. In the computer points, they have 7.578 points. That's through 5 games. Currently, the Region 1 standings look like this. Glenville's on top, followed by St. Edward, who plays tonight against Buffalo St. Francis. Solon is 3rd. They're 11 with 11.05 points. They won 17-2 last night against Twinsburg. Rush is currently 4th. They had an impressive 40-6 win over Stowe last night. North Olmsted is 5th in the region. They had an improbable win over a Region 2 powerhouse in Amherst. The Euclid is currently 6th, and St. Ignatius is 7th. Cleveland JFK, another Cleveland public school, holds down the 8th spot. Cleveland JFK had they came back and won 30-20 against Cleveland South last night. Massillon comes back to Byers Field for the first time in 2 years. They have a perfect 5-0 record. It's the first time the Tigers have been undefeated at the midway point since 2000, when they finished the regular season at 8-2. Massillon currently number 4 in the AP poll and number 7 in the ONN poll, and they are 2nd in Region 2 of Division 1. They trail Toledo St. John in that division. If the playoffs started today, Massillon would have McKinley in the first round of the playoffs for the regional quarterfinal game. So with that, we're going to take a timeout on the Brunswick Automart Countdown to Kickoff show. When we come back, Lenny Soder will join me. We'll have a little Chalk Talk. We'll break down the matchup between the Wildcats and Tigers. All that after this timeout. This is the ACP Productions Radio Network.
To honor America, please stand and join in the playing and singing of our national anthem, and then please remain standing for the playing of the St. Ignatius alma mater.
To the 2005 St. Ignatius Wildcats. This is St. Ignatius High School football on AM 1220. The Word. The Word. Thanks for listening to the Brunswick Automart pregame report. Kickoff is just moments away. Let's head back to the field. Then join Al Pulowski and Lenny Soder.
Welcome back to the Brunswick Automart Countdown to Kickoff show on the St. Ignatius Wildcat Football Radio Network. Ed Doherty with you with the final few minutes of the pregame show as the St. Ignatius band finishes up the national anthem and their alma mater. 9 minutes prior to kickoff, the St. Ignatius Wildcats 4-1, getting set to line it up and kick it off against the Massillon Washington Tigers, who are currently 5-0 on the season. So with that, I want to bring in the former fullback, Lenny Soder. Lenny, glad to see we could finally get back home. It's amazing what it feels like to be on your home turf. And I guess that's where I want to start tonight. What kind of difference does that make for the Wildcats, not having to travel even 40 minutes or 4 hours or 8 hours to play a game? How important is it to get back into a routine to pick up a win against a team that's 5-0?
Well, Doc, there's a couple different sayings. There's no place like home, home sweet home, all that good stuff. There's nothing better than sleeping in your own bed, eating your mom's cooking or whatever you got to do. I know that when I was playing, I had little rituals, little things I would do, especially on a Saturday game, in terms of food you would eat and stuff you do. You know, maybe drive to this place or that place before a game or whatever. And I think these kids are just happy to be back home, playing in front of a large home crowd versus you have those people that'll travel to Mishawaka and Philadelphia and everything, usually the parents. But this way, you get a lot more students here. You get some people who just want to see good football. Saw Butch Davis in the audience, so he's here tonight watching some good football.
So let's see what plays out tonight, and then we'll look ahead at that point.
I just hope they don't do what the Indians have done to us and really take the hard road to the playoffs if they even get there. Win tonight, just make your life a little bit easier. It doesn't guarantee you're in, but it really, really gives you a greater chance to make the playoffs. And why not just take care of business tonight? And then, you know, if you win a couple down the road, lose a couple down the road, it's not like it's a do-or-die situation.
Well, we're talking about Robbie Parrish and Rudy Kurbis having some record-setting years. The offense in general is having a big year. 200 points scored through 5 games, second most in school history through 5 games. That's better than the 1964 team, which scored 420 points in 10 games, which is the single-season record for Ignatius. They scored 40 points a game, and the defense, well, they've given up some points, not the major holes that they've seen in years past. Matter scored 35 points. Most of that was in the second half. And even Penn last week with 19 points. Again, it was more, the Wildcats took control in the second half.
Right.
And Penn kind of got a score late to push that up. But the offense and the defense and total overall package has played very well this year.
I would agree. And probably the most legit scoring threat this year versus the Cats had been Philadelphia St. Joe's, who had 28 points. And they did have a touchdown called back also, and that was just a game where there were some big plays made on the offensive side of the ball for St. Joe's. But for the most part, this defense has been very solid. We're going to see 2 new starters on the defensive side of the ball tonight for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. Juravicius is going to be in at a defensive back, and Patrick Hennessy is coming in at linebacker. So just tweaking things as you go along. You know, you don't want to get complacent, don't want to be content. If you think you can do something, insert a couple players to make your team better, why not do it? The Cats on offense, as you mentioned, I mean, Doc, your notes here talking about how in 8 games St. Ignatius is scoring an average of 35.62 points versus Massillon. And really, if you look at the strength of schedule for Massillon this year, it's not that strong of a schedule. So yes, they're 5-0. They've had some big scores and they've big deficits, and they've beaten some teams pretty badly. But they haven't seen the likes of a St. Ignatius yet this year.
Well, Massillon, they've traveled probably, close to 5,000, Lenny. They're filling in the west side of the Byers Field Stadium. They're standing along the fences. New attitude for the Massillon Tigers this year. 4-6 the last 2 years. Already have 5 wins this year. New offense, new head coach, new logo, new everything really in Massillon. What can we expect on that side of the ball from them?
Well, as far as I know, they just like to run the football. There's not much passing that's going to be done. They'll mix in a pass when they need to, but I think they're going to put the ball in the hands of Brian Gamble and just let him go ahead and run rampant. He's had every game this year. He's run for over 100 yards with the exception of the Chardon game, and from what I could tell, that was they had it pretty much well in hand, and he didn't play that much. Was probably out of the game by the second quarter. So I would expect a lot of running from them. I expect an athletic football team, probably a lot of team speed on defense. And if Ignatius can't establish a run, they could pose some problems for the Wildcats tonight.
Well, Tom Stacy's done a great job getting that team back on track. Tom Stacy, former Akron quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator, was Charlie Fry's offensive coordinator when he was at Akron. So a little bit of a connection to Northeast Ohio with Tom Stacy. Cincinnati Elder last night. The Bombers remained perfect at 6-0, and they are number 1 in Region 4. Warren Harding got back on the winning track last night. They knocked off Youngstown Ursula 42-7. They ended a 4-game losing streak with the Division IV Fighting Irish of Ursuline. Men are also picked up a win. That's important for the Cats. A defeated opponent getting a win always helps them in the computer standings. They beat Lakewood 41-0, and the Cardinals ended a 3-game losing streak as they opened up LEL play, and Youngstown Boardman ended their 19-game losing streak last night. That also helps the Cats. They picked up a win over Uniontown Lake 28-14. So with that, that's going to wrap up the Brunswick Automart Countdown to Kickoff show. Coming up next is the Brown Gibbons Lang & Company St. Ignatius Game of the Week. I'll be back at halftime. I'll have score, stats, and storylines for you. But coming up next, after the break, kickoff with Al and Lenny. You're listening to the St. Ignatius Wildcat Football Game of the Week on the ACP Productions Radio Network.
I'm Al Pawlowski as we get set for kickoff tonight between Massillon and St. Ignatius. Massillon with a record of 5-0. St. Ignatius has a mark of 4-1. A beautiful night for football here on the North Coast as the St. Ignatius Wildcats see if they can continue to remain undefeated at home. And St. Ignatius also going to be trying to continue their march to the postseason for the 17th straight time. St. Ignatius, the home team tonight with the navy blue tops and yellow pants, yellow helmets with the blue stripe on each side, also a Wildcat paw on each side. Massillon, the traveling team with the orange pants, white shirts, black helmets, and they have the so hard to see orange numerals on whites on the tops of their jerseys on the fronts and the backs. Weather for tonight. Currently 73 degrees. We expect a drop of 62 by the fourth quarter. Winds are 8 miles per hour out of the south. That'll be blowing left to right on your digital tuner. Massillon won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. St. Ignatius gets the choice to begin the game. They have chosen to receive. Massillon will be kicking left to right with the wind at their backs. Wildcats will be going right to left on your digital tuner as we get set for another showdown on the North Coast in high school football. Undefeated Massillon against St. Ignatius. Steve Schott has it teed up. Sophomore. The 40-yard line for Massillon, and there it goes. Kick is deep, and Merletti will take it at the 1. Comes out to the touchback. One official said play, and the other one said he step back into the goal line and make it a touchback. So that'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. In high school football, if a receiver is in the end zone, it is an automatic touchback. Here's the starters for St. Ignatius on offense. Rudy Kurbis, the quarterback, 69 of 103 this year for 1,124 yards, 15 touchdowns, including 3 rushing. Wide receivers are David Thompson, Bill O'Malley, and Robbie Paris. Tight end is John Ryan. Only running back Nick Seque as the Wildcats go with the spread. We'll give you the offensive line after the first play. It's a handoff up the middle to Seque. Picks it 25, 30, 35, and tackled up at the 38-yard line. Big gain of 18 yards for Nick Seque on the first play from scrimmage. Tackled by the defensive back Mike Porini. They'll mark it at the 37. Gain of 17 and a first down. Offensive line. The center is John Trachik. The right guard Mike Armagno. The right tackle John Paul McCrae. Left guard tonight Kevin Konselik. And the left tackle Riley Lauer. First and 10 Ignatius at their own 37, moving right to left. A 4-receiver set for Kurbis, who's in the gun. Takes the snap, gives the ball to Scott Beal. And the running backs hit at the line and throwing back. So no gain for Beal. He might have lost a yard. 4 white shirts are there, led by Darian McGuire.
Set the defense for the Massillon Tigers. Linebackers are Antonio James, Quentin Pollock, Robert Morris, Paris McCall. The defensive backs are Brian Gamble, Andrew Daly, Troy Ellis, Neil James. And the defensive line, Emery Sanders, Lorenzo Grizzard, and Brendan Smith.
Second down call at 11 for Ignatius. The loss of 1 on that carry by Beal back at the 36. Paris and Thompson wide left. Ryan and O'Malley wide right. Kurbis to throw. Paris has it. 45. Tiptoes his way down the sideline to the 46 before he goes out of bounds. About a yard short of a first. Picked up 10, though. The coverage man was Quentin Pollock to run him out. Third down and short coming up for the Wildcats. So Wildcats have scored on their opening drive in 4 out of the 5 games this year. The only one they didn't was last week against Penn High in Indiana. Third down and 1 from the 46. Out of the shotgun. Run to Seque. First down, 50 into Tiger territory. Tackle at the 48-yard line. 6 yards for CQ. And a Wildcat first down. And pre-game wise, Lenny, Chuck Kyle told us that he wanted to establish the run tonight. He thought that was important.
So very encouraging to see this offensive line blowing off the ball and getting some running room for Nick CQ.
1st and 10 from the Tiger 48. Kurbis to throw with time. Steps up, now rolls to his left. Sets up again, throws over the middle. Paris has it. First down or near a first down, just inside the 40. And looks like they'll mark him less than a yard short of the Tiger 39. Nice job by Robbie Paris readjusting the route to find his quarterback in trouble, Rudy Kurbis. Well, 2nd down and 1 from the Tiger 39. Wildcats stay with the spread offense. Kurbis in the shotgun, 3 receivers. O'Malley goes in motion to the right. All 3 receivers are on the right. Kurbis will run the quarterback draw. First down, upended at the 37-yard line. All he needed was about 1.5 feet, but he got 2 yards. On the tackle for Massillon was Robert Morris. Clock moving, 9:30 to play. First quarter, no score. Opening drive, 1st and 10 Ignatius at the Massillon 37. Kurbis in the gun, 4 receivers set, takes the snap. Looks on his left, has time, throws underneath. Ryan makes the catch of the 34, tackled immediately. And a little crossing route. Andrew Daly with the tackle for the Tigers after a modest gain of about 3 yards.
That's off balance.
2nd and 7 from the 34. Kurbis in the shotgun. A handoff to CQ. Spins his way forward to the 32. Couple of yards there. 3rd down and 5 will be coming up. Wildcats 1 for 1 on 3rd downs this possession. And St. Ignatius also 8-0 lifetime against Massillon. The Tigers have never defeated the Wildcats. And in the 8 games, the Wildcats have averaged 35.5 points per game. Massillon just 18.5.
Massillon crowd making a lot of noise trying to disrupt this Ignatius offense. It's 3rd down and 5 for the Cats.
Sold out crowd tonight at Byers Field. 13,000 on hand. Kurbis takes the shotgun snap on 3rd and 5 from the 32. In trouble. Goes down. Sack back at the 39-yard line. And the Tiger defense holds on the first drive of the game for the Wildcats. It was Andrew Daly on the quarterback sack. And St. Ignatius will be faced now after a loss of 7 with a 4th down and 12 of the Tiger 39. Bill O'Malley to punt.
We saw that happen last week against Mishawaka Penn when the spread offense, you only had the one back with Rudy Kurbis, and they were bringing 7-8 guys. And finally in the second half, Coach Kyle and his staff made the adjustment putting 2 backs there with Rudy Kurbis, gave him just that extra second of time. He was able to tear apart that defense of Mishawaka Penn.
Now going back deep late, it's Dennis Vargas for Massillon as O'Malley punts it away. And it'll be over his head, bounces at the 10, takes an Ignatius roll inside the 5, 2, 1 down at the 1-yard line on a dive by Phil Uhas. With 7:24 to go in a scoreless first quarter, Massillon will start as pretty much deep as you can in their own territory. From the 1, and the quarterback fumbled the snap. That's Bobby Huth. Flag on the play. We're going to have illegal motion and the play blowing dead, so it doesn't matter. It looked like Marty Kern recovered, but it is a false start against Massillon. Can't really put them back much farther than they already are. The 1st and 10.5 from inside the 1. Here's the Tiger starters. Bobby Huth, the quarterback, 49 of 78 for 750 yards this year. 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's only a junior. Trey Miller, Zach Van Ryzen, Brian Gamble, Robert Morris, and Brett Huffman are the eligible receivers, and Huth going to throw on 1st and 10.5. Lobs it out for his tight end at the 20, incomplete. That was Huffman, the intended target, but it went over his head. The offensive line is center Mike Russ, left guard Blake Siebler, left tackle Antonio James, right guard Corey Shane, right tackle Brendan Smith. 2nd down and technically call it 11 inside the Tiger 1-yard line. Massillon runs basically out of the I. 2 tight ends set. I formation. 1 receiver. Huth to throw out of his own end zone. Lobs it left side. Incomplete. Looking for Zach Van Ryzen. 3rd down, 11 for Massillon inside their own 1-yard line. Backs in an offset I. 2 tight ends set. No score. 7:04 to play first quarter. Just a run. Up to the 5. Breaking tackles to the 7, but short of a first down is Brian Gamble, their leading rusher this year with 635 yards on 70 carries coming into tonight. Wildcat defense forces a 3-and-out for the Tigers, and now they've got a punt from their own 7-yard line.
That was just a play. They wanted to get some breathing room for their punter, and ended up picking up 6 yards for him to get it all the way out to the 7-yard line. Back deep for the Cats is going to be Ben Juravicius at his 49, or at the Massillon 49-yard line. So the Cats should come out with great field position after this series by the defense.
Sean Weiss to punt. And the snap is low, but picked up. Here's the punt. A low-line drive taken in midfield by Juravicius. 45-40. 35 upended and falls down at the 32-yard line. Nice return for Juravicius of about 20 yards. And the Wildcats will take over on their second drive with 6:20 to go in the first quarter and no score from the Tiger 31.
Patrick,
thanks for listening to us live worldwide tonight on the internet at thesportsking.com, America's sports website. First and 10 Wildcats at the Tiger 31. Handoff CQ up the middle. There's a hole. 30 closes quickly at the 27 and wrestled to the turf at the 26. Is Nick CQ, but he got a tough 5 yards. Robert Morris, the 5'10", 215-pound senior linebacker on the stop. Second down and 5 from the Tiger 26. Again, an inside handoff. Field 25. Spins forward 20. Down to the 18 and a first down. A flag in late. After the play was dead, we could have a personal foul against Massillon.
Scott Field has shot right through that hole. A big hole by the offensive line, doing a nice job so far owning the line of scrimmage versus this Massillon defensive line.
5-yard face mask will be the call. Darian McGuire on the tackle for Massillon. And tack on 5 yards to the gain, so the Wildcats now will have it first and 10 at the 13. 5:43 to play first quarter, no score. Second offensive drive of the game for Ignatius. And they're knocking on the door here. Spread offense. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Kerbis, who's in the gun, but he'll hand off to Scott Beal, trying to go off right tackle. Got away from the tackler's hands. Scott Beal broke the initial hit, placed upon him at the 10-yard line. Once he shed the left end, he was into the end zone for 6 on the 12-yard rush.
Well, I can tell you one person is extremely happy to see them go to this spread offense with Scott Beal. Last year, basically just a fullback, get a couple of carries here or there, maybe catch a pass. But in this spread offense, he really gets an opportunity to carry the ball. Showed that he can do it. He did a nice job. Took it right in between the guard tackle gap, bounced off one tackler. Once he got out to the side, it was off to the races, 13 yards and a touchdown.
Joe Kinney to attempt the extra point out of the David Thompson hold. It's up. It's good. 7-0. St. Ignatius, 5:17 to play first quarter. So the Wildcats with an impressive drive. Didn't take them too long. 3 plays, 31 yards, a minute, 3 seconds. A Scott Beal 12-yard touchdown run tonight. 2 carries for 21 yards. Ignatius up 7-0. 5:17 to go in the first. And Nick Yako to kick off.
That first offensive series didn't net any points, but it tilted the field in favor of the Wildcats, which allowed them to march right down the field for the second series.
And a grounded kick is not being able to handle it at the 10 and back of the 5. Recovering it and getting buried is Lanier Robinson, the backup running back and return man. So Massillon now up the kickoff will start inside their own 5 at the 4. So Massillon has had 2 offensive possessions. This their second one. The first one started at their 1. This one at their 4-yard line. But it's an offset eye. Handoff straight up the middle for a couple of yards across the 5 down to maybe the 7-yard line. Brian Gamble, team starting tailback. He has 7 rushing touchdowns this year. Receivers to the left, hand up again, Gamble off tackle left, trying to pick his way through a hole, didn't get much. Maybe to the 9. Stop there, well short of a first down. Well, 3rd down and 4 for Massillon from their own 10. They're 0 for 1 on 3rd downs tonight. Backs in an offset eye, a receiver to each side. Huth to throw with play action. Rolling to his right, under pressure. Flag coming in off holding. Huth will run to the 15, buried right there on a good solo tackle by Michael Rossi, who came up to make the hit. He would have had enough for a first down. We're going to have a hold. What happened was John Ryan was about to pounce on Huth, and the right tackle did it. The only thing he could, Brendan Smith, that was hold him.
Well, we didn't get that call last week in Indiana, but you're going to get that call here. John Ryan was definitely held on that play, and you really got to tip your hat to the bookend defensive ends of the St. Ignatius Wildcats on the last 2 plays. Riley Lauer on that last running play just stacked up the line of scrimmage, did not lose contain, allowed all the other Wildcats to come over and tackle Gamble after a 3-yard gain. This time,
clock moving, 3:35 to play, first period. Huth under center. It'll be Gamble and Morris in an offset eye. Now Huth will go to the shotgun. 3 receivers set. He takes the snap, pumps on his left, under pressure in the end zone. Sacked, and they get it out. Incomplete. Wait, what are they saying? Safety. He was sacked in the end zone. The pass came after he was down. And getting the safety is Brian Knapp, who took last week off, which giving him some rest from concussion possibilities, but Brian Knapp with the 2-point safety, and Ignatius takes a 9-0 lead. So the Wildcats thus far dominating tonight at Byers Field, and what a gorgeous night for high school football. Hard to believe it's already October. Feels like an August night here tonight. A bit of a chill, as we said, a 73-degree temp to kick off the game tonight. We expect it to drop to 72 by the fourth quarter, and the breeze blowing slightly left to right. 8 miles per hour, but just a gorgeous night, a packed house. Can't find a seat. It's sold out. 13,000 folks here tonight to see high school football.
Nothing better.
Absolutely.
Perfect atmosphere.
What a great night. And Massillon will punt on the free kick. It'll be Sean Weissend to punt it. Deep for Ignatius Merletti. He'll make the catch inside the 20. Good punt. Now he fell down back at the 15. Slipped on the turf here at Byers Field. We've seen that the last year or so with the slick surface. Kurbis is in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Scott Beal is the only running back. Fake the handoff to him. Kurbis to throw. Rolling out to his left. He'll keep. Cross the 15, 20. Fakes a move inside. Cuts back out at the 22 and tackled there. The 22-yard line by Andrew Daly. About 7-8 yards for Kurbis. Daly wrapped him up. Good tackle, but good yardage for Rudy.
Nice patient.
From the 22. Massillon with the bend but don't break defense. They're in a base 3-4. Kurbis in the shotgun. 4 receivers set. Again, it's Beal, the running back, with them. And this time they'll give it to Beal. Over the right guard. Gets a yard, maybe 2. Good job by the Massillon defense there. The left side got in. And penetration. And making the tackle was Antonio James. 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats at the Tiger 23. St. Ignatius on 3rd downs, 1 for 2 tonight. Kurbis in the shotgun. 4 receivers, takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, running the option. Lowers his shoulder at the 25. Pulls his way down near the marker. And he has it up for a 1st down as he's tackled just over the 26.
That's about the 27-yard line, it looks like. Pick up a 4. He needed 3. He gets 4.
So Kurbis, good runner, has 3 rushing TDs this season for St. Ignatius to go with 15 through the air. In the shotgun here, 1st and 10 Wildcats at the Tiger the Wildcats' own 27. Takes the snap. Under pressure, fires over the middle. Ball tipped, incomplete at the 40. Intended for John Ryan, who also got a fingertip on it at the 35. A minute 32 to go, first quarter. 9-0 Ignatius. 2nd and 10 from their own 27. Handoff up the middle. CQ dodges 1 tackler at the 28. Gets down to the 30, and a flag comes in late. Double team tackle by Paris McCall and Quentin Pollock. However, we have a hold against Ignatius as well. So this will march him back. Hold occurred at the 26-yard line, and then I'll mark him back 10 from there. So that'll put it at the 16. The Wildcats need to get out to the Tiger 37 for a 1st down, so 2nd down and 19 coming up. 21. 2nd down and 21 from the 16-yard line. Kurbis in the gun. 5 wide receivers with the spread offense.
Can you say Robbie Paris?
And he's split wide to the left. Kurbis back to throw. He's got one-on-one coverage. Kurbis rolling to the right, though. Steps up, fires deep. Ball laid it on the hands of O'Malley at the 37, and then he's taken a big hit after it went through his hands in the back by defensive back Ricardo Wells. 3rd and 21 for St. Ignatius. Wildcats 2 for 3 tonight. 1:07 to go, first quarter. From the 16, Kurbis in the gun with 5 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Kurbis to throw. With time. Throws over the middle. First down, out of the left slot position. Picks up a big 1st down for St. Ignatius on that play. Nice catch by CQ. Went up with 2 hands to do it.
29 yards and a 1st down. I don't think anybody thought the ball was going to go to Nick CQ. He just came running down the seam. Found a nice hole in the zone defense of Massillon. The ball was a little bit high, but he did a great job going up, making sure he had it in his hands, and then just did the rest himself. Picks up 29 yards and a 1st down.
Thompson and Paris go wide right. O'Malley wide left. Now he'll go in motion to the right. In the gun is Kurbis. 1st and 10 from the 45. Screen to Paris at the 45. Tackle there. No gain. So Robbie Paris did a little loop around out of the right outside position, caught the ball, but Massillon was ready for it, and Antonio James, 6'5", 245-pound senior, makes the stop. Second down and 10 coming up for St. Ignatius at their own 45, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. So the Wildcats score 9. Massillon scores nothing. 9-0 St. Ignatius. First quarter in the books. Wildcats now going left to right on your digital tuner. Kerbis in the shotgun. Second and 10 from his own 45. 4 receivers. He'll pitch the ball, though, to CQ. In trouble in the backfield. Gets forward across the 45 up to the 49-yard line. Picked up about 4. Nice job by Nick CQ. He got the pitch deep around the 40-yard line.
Sets up a 3rd and 6. St. Ignatius 3 for 4 on the night.
3rd down and 6 from their own 49. Kerbis to run the option again with CQ. He got it to him at the 50. Has some room. 45. First down. 40. Spins forward. Still going to the 36. Nick CQ breaking a couple of tackles. Finally was brought down by Andrew Daly, but not really. Daly get credit for the tackle, but CQ lowered his shoulder and ran Daly over before he basically fell down. 15 yards on the carry and a first down.
Now that...
Kerbis wasn't looking and the ball was snapped. He grabbed it and almost fumbled it, but then he had to go down back at the 42-yard line. That'll be a loss. They'll say the 43. Clock moving. 10:18 to go in the first half. 9-0 Ignatius. 2nd and 17 from the 43. Kerbis back in the pocket under pressure. Down he goes. Got forward to near the 45, but still lost a couple of yards. And Massillon gets up. Clapping their hands and pounding their chest. Antonio James, I don't know if he was upset with somebody at Ignatius or just making a scene.
Just making a scene.
Robert Morris will get credit for the sack. So back at the 46 is where they'll mark the ball. And it'll be a 3rd down and 20 coming up here. O'Malley and Thompson go wide left. CQ and Paris wide right. 12th play of this drive coming up here. But before we do, we have a Massillon timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. 9:37. Back here at Byers Field in Parma. 9:37 to play first half. 3rd down and 20 for Ignatius at the Massillon 46. This is the 12th play of the drive. So far, 5 minutes, 43 seconds. Time of possession. Kerbis in the gun with 5 receivers. Takes the snap. Drops back. Has plenty of time. Now he's going to try and run and gets nowhere. Up to the 45. He gained 1. Tackled on the play by Lorenzo Grizzard. Snap at his own 41 to punt. Good snap. Ball is away. And M.J. Herring will make the fair catch signal and make the catch at the 11-yard line. That's where Massillon will take over with 8:53 to go in the first half. 9-0 St. Ignatius.
Off your total purchase.
Booth under center for Massillon. 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. Backs in an offset eye. Handoff Gamble over the left guard. Breaks 1 tackle and gets down to the 14. Just a few yards there. Good stop by Dan Dowd. St. Ignatius. Morrison Gamble. Split backfield behind Huth, who will give it to Gamble again. Off tackle right, hit at the 15. Down he goes near the 16. Couple of yards again as Massillon trying to establish the run. On the stop for St. Ignatius, John Ryan. And Bobby Huth, the quarterback, 0 for 2 tonight. So Massillon just hasn't really gotten anything going on offense.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Huth in the shotgun. Morris with him in the backfield. 3 receivers set. As he takes the snap, he'll give to Morris up the middle. Hit at the 15, trying to get forward. Still trying, but nothing there. Wildcats stack him up and drop him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And a Wildcat defender's down. I think that's John Ryan. Flat on his back at the 13. He gets helped up, though, by Riley Lauer. And Marty Kern made that first hit on Morris. Not fooled by the inside handoff on 3rd down.
Marty Kern.
Weiss into punt. Low snap through his hands, but there's no rush. Now he picks it up under pressure. Going to try and run. 10, 15, 20. First down. 25 and knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line by Phil Uhas. So a miscue leads to a first down for the Massillon Tigers. Sean Weiss, the punter. He's also one of their quarterbacks. They have 5 listed on their roster. They'll mark this ball the 27-yard line. That's their longest gain from scrimmage of the night, and it's on a mishandled snap. It was a low snap, too.
Low snap, and he did the right thing, though. Showed some presence of mind, just picked it up and got as many yards as he possibly could. Marty Kern almost had him, but he got around the outside and picked up a first down.
From the 27, Huth will roll to his right and try to throw. There he goes. Lets it fly. First completion of the night. 35 up to the 40 and tackle at the 42-yard line. It's the right wideout, Zach Verizon.
The Massillon fans now really into this football game. Massillon with their best drive of the night so far.
First down from the 41-yard line. Hand off to Gamble. Off tackle right. Gets to the 44-yard line. Driven back after a gain of a couple. Time of possession now. St. Ignatius 12 minutes 6 seconds. Massillon 5 minutes 10. Miller splits wide to the right. Van Ryzen flanked wide to the left. Backs it an eye, but Huth to throw. Rolling to his left under pressure. Lets it fly way over the head of his intended receiver, Van Ryzen, at the Ignatius 40. And the ball landed around the 30. Coverage over there provided by Brian Sylvester and Ben Juravicius. They're moving 3rd down and 8. Massillon 0 for 3 on 3rd down tag.
This is 1 for 1 or 1 for 2 on 4th.
Yeah.
1 for 3, whatever.
From their own 43, Huth will pitch the ball on the option to Gamble. 45 into Ignatius territory. 50, first down to the 47-yard line. Good hard running by Brian Gamble. The 6', 190-pound junior. We saw him last year as a sophomore down in Massillon. A good player. And the Tigers have their second first down of the night with 5:50 to go in the first half. Trailing Ignatius 9-0. But Lenny, as you stated, this Massillon crowd quiet early on. Now getting into it on this drive.
Yes, they are getting into it. I think that the Massillon Tigers are feeding off of their fans, getting some momentum here as we have 5:34 to go in the second quarter. Nice run play by the Massillon Tigers. Pick up that first down.
Morini and Daly go wide right. Morris and Gamble in an eye. Hand off to Gamble. Off tackle right on first down. Takes it across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Gain of 3 yards.
Well, just when you think, it seems like the Cats have the Massillon Tigers foiled, but they come up with a big play. They did it on 4th down, they did it on 3rd down, and have converted 2 big
Backs it an eye. 2 receivers set. Huth to throw. Rolling to his right. Has some room. He'll run at 45. Then lowered his shoulder and kind of stopped. Tackle at the 42-yard line. Dan Dowd was coming up on run support. Bobby Huth, not a bad runner, but not quite the instincts of a Rudy Kurbis, let's say. Once he saw Dan Dowd coming after him, he didn't want to really challenge him. Gain of nothing. They say no gain. 3rd down and 6 coming up from the 43.
Well, I believe his primary target was going to be Huffman. Huffman had 3 St. Ignatius Wildcats around him, and he was not able to deliver the ball. That's why Huth was forced to run it and got no gain.
Massillon 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 6 from the Wildcat 43. Huth inside handoff. Morris near the line. The tackle gets outside 40 to the 35 and thrown out there. Another first down. All right, great job by Morris. He was hit in the backfield, shed the tackler, and carried the bread for a first down.
That's just determination. He had the initial tackle, and it did no wrap. He just spun right off that tackler, got to the outside, and if he's not tackled there, I think he's dancing in the end zone, but he did a nice job spinning off that first tackler, knew where the first down markers were, picks up a first down for Massillon. This drive just keeps going.
At the Ignatius 36, 1st and 10, 9-0 Wildcats with 4:08 to go in the first half. But the Tigers driving here. From the Wildcat 36, 2 receivers to the left, backs in an eye, Huth to throw, rolls to his right, Huffman makes the catch, 30, lowers his shoulder, breaks the tackle, and gets down to the 29-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Back here at Byers Field, along with Lenny Soner, I'm Al Pulowski. Massillon has a 2nd down and 3 now, coming up from the Ignatius 29. This drive, 60 yards, 12 plays, 4 minutes, 51 seconds. Started at the Massillon 11-yard line, and it's still going. Here's Gamble off tackle right on the run. Looks like he may have enough for a first down near the 25. They'll mark it just inside the 26. That is enough. So Gamble gets another Massillon first down, who didn't have any first downs tonight until this drive. 1st and 10 from the Ignatius 26. Huth under center, backs in an offset eye. He'll give the ball again to Gamble. Straight up the middle. 4 blue shirts there, but he still manages to gain 3. So he just lowered his shoulder and burrowed his way down for the pickup. 2nd down and about 7 coming up after the good run by Brian Gamble. Clock stopped with 3:10 to go in the first half. 9-0 Ignatius. And Taylor Zapancic will come into the game to replace Robert McConville, who's up and trotting off the field with his helmet off. That's a good sign. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Massillon at the Wildcat 24. 3 wide receivers set. Backs in an offset eye. Huth under center. Turns and gives the ball to Gamble again. Trying to get outside to the right. Does. 25, 20, 15. Flag comes in. 10 and tackle at the 5. The flag comes in back at the 18-yard line, and Brian Neff is steaming at the side, Judge.
Well, the play's down at the 8-yard line. Neff is standing at the 15, and some big fat lineman from Massillon comes over and just hits him for no reason.
So it would have been a 1st and goal from the 5. Now becomes a 2nd down and 12 back at the Wildcat 28. 2:55 to go, first half. 9-0 Ignatius, but Massillon driving here. 2 receivers to the left, backs in an eye, Huth to throw. Back in the pocket all day, fires on his right. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Gamble. Massillon's on the board.
Well done nicely with John Ryan. Defensive end trying to cover a running back. Who's going to win that battle? Huth. He delivered that ball right where it needed to be. Hit Gamble right in stride, and it was off to the races. Gamble has some jets. Got right up the sideline, 28 yards, and a touchdown for Massillon.
So Gamble brings Massillon to within 3 with the extra point to come. And the kicker, Steve Schatz, is on. Bobby Huth, the quarterback, is also the holder. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. 9-7. Ignatius' lead cut to 2 with 2:48 to play in the first half. Deep for St. Ignatius is Brian Mendelson and Matt Merletti at the 5. Shot to kick off from the 40. This is Tiger crowd on the far side of the field has come to life. Here's the kick. It's a helicopter, and Merletti will take it at the 4. Nathan Mendelson picks it up to 5, comes forward 10, 15, a hold of the 20, trying to get outside, but tackled across the 20 near the 23-yard line. So a decent return for Mendelson, which looked at the beginning like it could be disaster. 1st and 10 from their own 24. Curbis in the gun, a 4-receiver set. Curbis will take the snap and give the ball to the only running back, CQ, across the 25, spun around at the 30 and tackled there after a gain of about 6. 2nd down and 4 from the Wildcat 30. Curbis goes to the line, changes the play. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side, takes the snap. Has time, looks downfield, wants the deep ball. For Robbie Paris on the right side. Robbie Paris with a circus catch with defender Brian Gamble all over him.
He is an amazing person to watch. So 58-yard pass play.
And a first down for the Wildcats at the Tiger 22. Like Curbis and Paris are amazing.
Gamble was right there with them, and Robbie, 6'4", just went up. He out-jumped Gamble, came down. Huge play for the Cats.
Curbis in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the Tiger 22. 4 receivers set. Now Curbis goes to the line, changes the play again. CQ, the only running back with him. Curbis takes the snap. Looks over the middle, fires over the middle. Paris got it. Robbie Paris held it at the 5, is losing his momentum. Left for the goal line, got it over. His 12th touchdown catch of the year. And the Wildcats up 15-7 with the extra point to come.
I hope you didn't blink, folks. That happened that quickly. And that's what happens when you have a Robbie Paris on your football team. By no means am I minimalizing Rudy Curbis's efforts. He delivers the ball to Robbie, and Robbie just makes it happen.
So a 22-yard reception, Rudy Curbis to Robbie Paris. That's Rudy Curbis's 16th touchdown pass of the season. Kinney on to attempt the extra point out of the Thompson hold. It's up, it's good. So Paris from Curbis. And it's 16-7 Wildcats with a minute 28 to go in the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
And now there's another Paris who's a freshman who's, I heard, just as good as Robbie.
Scoring drive for the Cats, 3 plays, 76 yards, a minute 20 seconds. Curbis to Paris, 22 yards. Here's the kick. It's dropped and then picked up by Gamble back at the 10. Trying to run outside, gets through the one tackler. The ball, it's loose at the 20-yard line.
What's the flag?
And Massillon falls on it. Flag comes down inside the 20 at the 17. We might have a hold here against Massillon, I believe. Well, let's see.
It's tough to say. That came from like the 35-yard line, and that referee threw it all the way down to the 15.
Yep, holding against the Tigers. So this will mark them back from the 17-yard line with 1:19 to go in the half. Ignatius in the lead 16-7. Now if you're Massillon, they'll put the ball at the 8-yard line. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Under center is Huth, Morris, and Gamble in an I formation behind him. It'll be Gamble with a handoff up the middle, dances his way across the 10 to the 14-yard line. Good running by Gamble. Huth under center. Again, it's Morris and Gamble in an offset I behind him. A receiver to each side. And off Gamble straight up the middle. Hit at the 15. Gets to the 16-yard line maybe. And now the Wildcats will stop the clock. It's their second time out of the half. 38 seconds remain in it. And next week, the Wildcats will take on Warren Harding. We'll have the action for you here on the SportsKing.com, America's sports website, and one of our Salem stations. Now on third down, here's a handoff on a counter to Morris, trying to go off the right side and got nothing. Back to lose a half a yard. Wildcats will use their final timeout. Just 6. Sean Weisen, who was the hero of the last drive for Massillon, who picked it up on a fourth down when the snap to him was fumbled. Low snap again. Flags come in, and we're going to have a false start against Massillon and put him back 5 more yards.
Right.
That's what it looked like. Massillon crowd not happy. Massillon, though, you know, when we've been in their stadium, any call against them, they absolutely refuse to believe that they're
like Bill Lambier. They're the Bill Lambier of high school football. He never, ever committed a foul in his career.
Ever. So now this will put Weisen back about 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Good snap rush coming. Just got it away. Low punt, though. Juravicius watches it bounce. Picks it up at the 50. 45. Breaks the tackle to the 42 and shoved back there. So Juravicius got a few yards. Now O'Malley split wide to the right. Ryan a slot to the right. This time Paris is in a slot to the left. Thompson split wide to the left. Kurbis in the gun takes the snap. Drops back. Rolls to his right. He's under pressure. Trying to get out of it.
O'Malley.
He'll keep it 45-40 and goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line with 14 seconds to go in the half.
You know, much like we saw at St. Joe's in Philadelphia, Robbie Paris that time trying to get some separation off the line of scrimmage and was being held by a Massillon Tiger defensive back. I know they're allowed some contact, but when you see parts of his jersey being almost torn off, that's a holding call.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Kurbis takes the snap in the shotgun. At the 50, sets up, throws deep over the middle. Paris over his head, incomplete at the 10-yard line. And then he was hit hard, and it's got some words for the defensive back that hit him after the ball went through his hands. It's Troy Ellis who made the hit. And Robbie Paris got up and said something to him. 8 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down and 6 coming up back at the Tiger 39. Now do you try to throw a quick out and get in field goal range, or do you take another shot deep?
I'll tell you what, it usually takes a lot to get a Robbie Paris riled up. He's a pretty low-key type of guy. And number, I think it's 29 for Massillon, cornerback, talking some stuff over here. I don't think you want to awaken Robbie Paris.
Yep. From the 39 of Massillon, 3rd down and 6. Kurbis takes the snap. Quick throw out. That's caught by Thompson trying to get out of bounds. Does. 1st down at the 32-yard line with 3 seconds to go in the half. So the Wildcats pick up 7 more, and they are going to try the field goal. Yep. Nick Yako to attempt a 50-yard field goal from the right hash mark on what will be the final play of the first half. David Thompson is the holder. Long snapper is Mike Armagno. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up. This one has the distance.
It's good.
It is good. Yako has broken the St. Ignatius record with a 50-yard field goal, the final play of the first half. And St. Ignatius takes a 19-7 lead to the Highland on a brand new record by Yako, who's being smothered by his teammates as they head to the locker room. What a kick.
Wow. He had at least a yard or 2 to spare.
So Yako, and he's only a sophomore, folks. Nick Yako, 5'11", 175-pound sophomore, who's also a linebacker, kicks a 50-yard field goal to break the St. Ignatius record held for less than a year by Adam Danko. And now the referees, as they head to their locker room, are booed by the Massillon crowd. Halftime here at Byers Field. Stay tuned. Ed Doc Doherty has the halftime show for you next. Wildcats in the lead, 19-7 on the AC.
Jasper Oli. The Star Wars theme and the Raider March.
Certainly delivered in the first half. They opened the scoring at 5:17 of the first quarter. They got their first touchdown. 3 plays, 31 yards. It took just a minute 3. Scott Beal with a 12-yard touchdown run on the drive. Beal had 2 carries for 21 yards, and the Wildcats posted a 7-0 lead on the Massillon Tigers at 5:17 of the first quarter. They upped that lead to 9-0 when Brian Neff tackled Bobby Huth, the quarterback for Massillon, in the end zone as Huth was trying to get rid of the ball. That in the south end zone here at Byers Field for a safety. That came at 3:20 of the first quarter, and the Wildcats led 9-0 with the free kick coming. The Wildcats had their lead cut down to 2 when Massillon drove 15 plays on 89 yards. It ate up over 6 minutes, and Massillon pulled to within 9-7 at 2:48 of the second quarter when Bobby Huth connected on with Brian Gamble on a little screen pass on 2nd and 14 from the St. Ignatius 28-yard line. It was good for 28 yards. Gamble scampered into the end zone. He had a mismatch against John Ryan, and Massillon was back within 2 at 9-7 of the second quarter. 2:48 to play in the second quarter. But the Wildcats came right back. This time it was the dynamic duo of Robbie Harris to Rudy Curvis.
Curvis takes the snap. Looks over the middle. Fires over the middle. Harris got it. 5 yards. Touchdown. Robbie Harris holding it. The 5 was losing his momentum. Flipped for the goal line. Got it over. His 12th touchdown catch of the year. And the Wildcats up 15-7 with the extra point to come.
That drive lasted 3 plays. It went 76 yards. It took just a minute 20. And at 1:28 of the second quarter, the Wildcats had pushed their lead back out to 9 at 16-7. Rudy Curvis to Robbie Paris. 22-yard touchdown pass for Curvis. His 16th touchdown toss of the season. For Paris, his 12th touchdown reception. He is now within 2 of the school record. Again, that drive, 3 plays, 76 yards. After a 3-and-out by the Massillon Tigers, St. Ignatius using their timeouts wisely, forcing the Tigers to kick the ball away. The Wildcats took over on their own 43-yard line. They tried a couple of deep passes over the middle, picked up very little. In fact, Rudy Curvis had a little quick out to David Thompson. That got the ball to the 33-yard line, and that's when Nick Yanko came on with 3 seconds remaining in the half to attempt a school record 50-yard field goal.
Long snapper is Mike Armagno. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up. This one has the distance. It's good. It is good. Yanko has broken the St. Ignatius record with a 50-yard field goal, the final play of the first half. And St. Ignatius takes a 19-7 lead to the on a brand new record by Yanko, who's being smothered by his teammates as they head to the locker room.
It's the 7th consecutive game that the Wildcats have taken a lead to the locker room against the Massillon Tigers. Last time they trailed at halftime was in 1991 in the state semifinal game when the Massillon Tigers led 7-0 headed to the halftime locker room. So with that, when we come back, Lenny Soder and I will have some halftime statistics for you. We'll also have storylines and some scores from other games in the region. To Byers Field. Ed Doherty with you. Lenny Soder has some halftime stats for you, some team and individual stats for both the Wildcats and the Tigers. Lenny?
Thanks, Doc. First for the Massillon Tigers, Bobby Huth. 3 for 6 through the air, good for 48 yards and a touchdown. On the ground, Brian Gamble, 10 carries, 38 yards. Morris, 2 carries, good for 6. Weiss had that 1 carry, was good for 11 yards. It was on a botched snap on the punt, and that's what converted the first down for the Tigers and led to their only touchdown drive of the game. Receiving for Massillon, I got Van Ryzen, 1 for 14. Gamble has 1 for 28, and Huffman caught 1, good for 3 yards. 48 yards passing for Massillon, 55 yards rushing, a grand total 103 yards of offense for the Massillon Tigers. For the St. Ignatius Wildcats, Rudy Kurbis, 8 for 11 through the air, good for 128 yards and a touchdown. Nick CQ, 6 carries, 50 yards. Kurbis, 8 carries, 1 yard. Castrogano, 1 carry, good for 5. Scott Beal, 4 carries, 21 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Robbie Paris, 5 receptions, 89 yards and a touchdown. John Ryan, 1 reception, good for 3. Nick CQ, 1 reception, good for 29 yards. David Thompson caught 1 ball, good for 7. 128 yards passing for the Cats, 77 yards rushing, grand total of 205 yards of offense for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. And so far, Doc, with the exception of that one drive that Massillon has been able to put together, the defense for St. Ignatius has really held this Massillon offense in check.
Well, it's real easy when you as a defense come out knowing that you're defending 90 yards of field. The Massillon Tigers have started at their own 1, their own 4, their own 11, and their own 8-yard line. So it's been a long field to defend, and Massillon really hasn't gotten in a rhythm. It allows the Wildcats to take a couple of chances, and they really shut down Massillon in the first half. Other than the one drive for 89 yards, Massillon has, 92 or 94 yards total offense. It's
well, they have 103 total.
103 total. 89 came on one.
Yeah.
One set. So,
well, that was set in the first series for St. Ignatius. They took over, got the ball, didn't convert it into points, but were able to get past midfield, and then O'Malley does a nice job. They down the ball on the 1-yard line. They have a false start, moves it to the half-yard line. They eventually get it out to the 6. They punt, but Ignatius starts inside Massillon territory, goes right down the field, scores a touchdown, and that's where the whole first half of this football game has been played in Massillon's territory.
Well, St. Ignatius started at their own 20 to open the game on the touchback, but since then, the Massillon 31, their own 16, their own 24, and then Massillon 43-yard line, the quick 9-yard drive to kick the 50-yard field goal. And it's almost like, Lenny, when you watch 1-0 baseball, you're almost amazed by it. 50-yard field goal really doesn't seem that impressive in terms of the grand scheme of the game. But to sit here and watch him attempt a 50-yard field goal and to just watch him almost explode the football to get it to the goalpost is absolutely amazing.
Well, the thing is, too, I mean, here's a sophomore, relatively unknown. Joe Kinney handles a lot of the kicking duties for the St. Ignatius Wildcats in terms of extra points and everything. But Al had mentioned that if it's a long one, Yako's going to give it a shot. We heard everything about that Menor kicker, Igor Ivalich, who I was extremely disappointed in. They said the ball just explodes off his foot. I did not see that at all. I've seen kickers for Ignatius, such as Zombeck, Brett Sturba. There are a couple guys that were way better, in my opinion, than Igor Ivalich. And tonight, Nick Yako may have put himself on the map. You know, it's hard to say that one kick is going to vault him into as a D-run recruit. But when a coach can see that you kick a 50-yard field goal, granted he did have a wind at his back, but he kicks a 50-yard field goal with a couple of yards to spare, that's going to open some eyes.
Well, Rudy Kurbis now with his first half, over 1,250 yards passing on the season, 16 touchdowns. Robbie Paris, 11 touchdowns, or 12 touchdowns this year. He's got a touchdown pass in 7 straight regular season games. Now that dates back to last season. And he's tied Jeff Lerner for third place all-time in school history for touchdown receptions in a season. Only Matt Miller and John Volleson are ahead of him in overall touchdown catches in a season.
Well, you know, you look at that list of these guys in terms of most touchdown receptions in a season, and there are some very, very impressive names on there. You talk Matt Miller, John Volleson, Jeff Lerner, John Jakin. You don't see, there's not like Drew Haddad and everything like that, but to Drew's to defend him, they had everything. Ramadi Parker, Pat O'Leary. I mean, there were some serious players on that ball team. They didn't really have to rely on him that much. But Robbie has put himself in with some serious company. And really, you know what? There's just more to come from the Rudy Kurbis, Robbie Parrish show as the season unfolds.
Well, and with 16 touchdowns for Kurbis, he's creeping up on Brian Hoyer's year of 2002 and probably will approach John Blevins, Joe Pickens, and Scott Mutrin sometime in either this week or next week as well.
Yeah, I would imagine he's definitely going to move up that ladder. And, you know, Rudy, I don't know what's going on out there in terms of where he's going to be next year, but he's going to make some college football coach very happy when they receive Rudy Kurbis as a present.
Absolutely. So we are here at halftime. Some other interesting halftime statistics for you. The Massillon Tigers are 2 for 6 on third down conversions. The Wildcats were 4 for 7. Massillon 1 for 1 on fourth down, but that was kind of not really by design, Lenny. That was a botched snap that Sean Weissen took around the corner, ended up turning into a first down and continued their long drive. So technically 1 for 1 on fourth down conversions. The Wildcats been whistled for 1 penalty. It was holding 10 yards. The Massillon Tigers, as usual, you and I have seen this over the years, Massillon tends to get themselves in trouble with some penalties. They have 6 in the first half, including 3 holding and 2 illegal motion and a face mask penalty. So the yardage piling up for Massillon on their miscues. And ordinarily, as we've seen in the past, they just don't have the talent to overcome that amount of penalties, even in the first half or second half.
No, they don't. Now, the thing is, they do start this second half with the football, and this is going to be a pretty telling sequence of events to see what happens here. If Massillon can come out, put together a drive, and put points on the board, then you got to figure that momentum is back on their side. But by the same token, if they come out and do absolutely nothing, Ignatius shuts them down, and we're able to shorten the field again for this offense of the St. Ignatius Wild. Wildcats, and I believe that Massillon will end up being in for a long second half.
Well, things seem to be shaking out as they have in the last 8. There are only 8 games against them. The Wildcats and Tigers. St. Ignatius averaging 35 points a game. They have 19 in the first half. Massillon averaging just 18 points a game. They have just 7 in the first half. One other stat for punt-wise, both teams have kicked twice. Massillon with a 43 and a 41-yarder, but with the returns of Juravicius, they've netted just 24 and 34 yards, whereas the Wildcats kicking 2 punts, 38 and 35. One with no return was down at the 1-yard line. One, a fair catch by Massillon at their own 10-yard line, so no return on either. So a 38 and 35 net, as well as a 38 and 35-yard kick. That will about do it for the halftime show. I do want to mention a couple other scores from around the region and around the state. At the last update I had over at Lakewood Stadium, St. Edward's leading Buffalo St. Francis 28-0 with under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Also want to note that St. Xavier won yesterday. They beat Cincinnati Elder big. Warren Harding got off the schneid. They ended their 3-game losing streak. They had a win over Youngstown Ursuline, and St. Ed's, as we mentioned, are winning. Those are 3 teams remaining on the Wildcat schedule.
And also, Doc, not to interrupt, but Boardman won, so that helps with computer points for St. Ignatius. Menor won. You got to get these teams to get them winning. I don't know what Mr. Walker-Penn or, I don't know what they did, but hopefully some of these teams that we've defeated will start racking up some victories and we can get some points.
Yes, and that's the key, Lenny. You know that, is to accumulate the points, get in the playoff, and the way you really, truly do that is to have the teams you defeat win ball games.
No doubt about it. It's pretty simple.
So when we come back, Al will rejoin us here in the booth. Al and Lenny will have all the second half action in just a few minutes. Wildcats lead the Tigers 19-7. You're listening to
The Wildcats will kick off left to right. Massillon going right to left. Yako with the kick. It'll be taken at the 5 by Gamble. Trying to get outside of the 10. Far side does. 15 lowers his shoulder. 20 and down at the 23-yard line. Tackled on the play by Dan Gannum. And Massillon starting the third quarter with the ball, going right to left on your digital tuner, trailing Ignatius 19-7. 1st and 10 for Massillon at their own 23-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Lone setback is Gamble for quarterback Huth, who's under center. Now he'll roll to his left, wants to throw. Under pressure, lobs it up for Huffman, just over his head at the 42. He got one hand on it. Covered on the play by Michael Rossi, who then gave him a shove as the ball passed his arm. Massillon crowd doesn't like it. And yeah, the Massillon crowd, I wonder if they realize how funny they really come across. They boo every flag against them. And earlier in the first half, they had 3 distinct plays where their defenders hit Ignatius receivers well after the ball was passed. And here, this one a little bit closer, but sure, the ball was overthrown. And then they boo Rossi hitting Huffman.
And then they booed the officials as they were going into their locker room at halftime.
It's never their fault whenever they're down. Here's the handoff to Gamble. Off tackle right. Gets nothing.
Nice play.
Maybe a yard. Great. Huth to the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Gamble the only running back. As Huth takes the snap and drops back. Has time. Fires over the middle. Receiver open. It's Gamble. Did he one-hop it? No signal yet.
They're all
Still
looking
no
at each
signal.
other. Somebody make a call.
Still no signal. They'll say catch.
How does that guy see?
First down at the 45-yard line. The 2 side judges and the back judge, none of them made a decision. The umpire said good catch.
Isn't the umpire watching the line play? Shouldn't he theoretically have his back to that play?
So a diving catch made by Gamble. 20 yards on the completion and a Massillon first down. From the Tiger 45. Huth under center. 2 receivers. They're split. A running back to each side. The handoff goes to Gano. Fake the handoff. Good play fake. Pass coming up for Huth. Deep over the middle. Receiver open. Underthrew him at the 20-yard line. That was Zach Van Ryzen running a post. A receiver to each side. Now a wing to the left is Robert Morris. The only running back Gamble. He has the ball. Trying to get outside left. Cuts back in 45 and up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 3. On the tackle, Marty Kern for St. Ignatius playing.
So that's a nice job by Gamble recognizing he wasn't going to get to the corner.
Huth to the shotgun. 3 receivers set. He's running the option. Pitch the ball. Gamble across the 50. First down, 45 flag. 40 cuts in 30 and tackle at the 27. This one will probably be coming back due to a hold.
And the Boo Birds out once again. And remember, fans, these are the same people that hunted down the officials, what was that, 4 years ago in the playoff game, and actually there were arrests made. So they take their football very seriously in Massillon. The officials will make mistakes. I complain once in a while when there's a call or no call.
Just once in a while.
Not much. Once in a blue moon. But, I mean, this is literally like every single call that does not go their way. They are all over the officials.
So after the penalty, put the ball back at the 39. It's a hold against Massillon. 3rd down and 16 for the Tigers at their own 39. Clock moving. 9:52 to play. 3rd quarter. 19-7 Ignatius. Huth in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He takes the snap. Will throw. Trying to set up a screen. Now does underneath. Gamble, 45. Big hole, 50. First down at the Ignatius 45 and tackle at the 43 by Phil Uhas, the linebacker. Huth down back at the 25. Slow to get up. He was leveled back there by Brian Neff just as he released the ball.
What are they booing about now?
They don't like a hard hit.
You got a first down. Just be quiet and watch the football game. My gosh.
So a big play for Gamble on the screen pass, picking up a first down on 3rd and 16 all the way down to the Ignatius 42.
That was a nice job. They did a well-executed play. Gamble just went scraping across the dragon across the middle of the field. Huth hit him right in stride. He's got some serious jets. Just split the seams and pick up a first down.
Now a mix-up going to the line, and Massillon is forced to use a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. 9:22 to go, 3rd quarter. Ignatius in the lead, 19-7 over Massillon. St. Ed's at the half over Lakewood Stadium, 35-0 over Buffalo St. Francis. My goodness. 1st and 10 from the 42. End up Gamble outside of the 40. Breaks a tackle and gets down to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers at the Wildcat 37. And off again Gamble. Straight up the middle at the 35. Barrels over a tackler. Spins his way down to the 32-yard line. They'll mark him back at the 33. They'll say that's where his knee went down. It'll be a yard short of the first down. So 3rd and 1 from the Ignatius 33. A wishbone in the backfield. 2 tight ends, no receivers. And off to the fullback. First down up to the 30, and then throwing back is James Poe, listed as a tight end. Or no, check that. Quentin Nicholson, 5'11", 230-pound junior fullback. And no trouble at all as he went right up the middle. He needed a yard. He got 3 to the same formation. Wishbone, 2 tight ends. And Huth to throw under pressure back at the 40. Gets it away and incomplete at the 25. Flag comes in. We'll have interference against St. Ignatius as the receiver. Is that Huffman? He was hit early at the 25-yard line. Again, folks, they have orange numerals on white jerseys and at night under high school lights. Not real easy to see on the far sideline.
That was actually Josh Cross,
okay, 89.
That was the right call. The defender got there a little bit too early.
Huth under center. 3 receivers. The lone setback is Gamble. And Huth will pitch it to him. Trying to get outside right at the short side of the field. Puts his shoulder down at the 15 and dives to the 13. Couple of yards. That's it.
I'm a little bit surprised they don't try to go to their tight end, Huffman. He's proven he can get open. Huth has overshot him more than a couple times.
He's tight left. 2nd down and 8 from the 13. Huth, they end around play. Here comes Andrew Daly. Inside the 15 in trouble. Strung out at the 10. Tackle at the 9 out of bounds. And wow, they're going to stay all the way down to the 7. A wishbone. 2 tight ends set on 3rd and 2 from the 7. Whistles blow. Flags fly before the ball is snapped.
Get ready for the boot. Oh, it's on us. It's on St. Ignatius.
Massillon pointing to Ignatius, and it is a dead ball encroachment against the Wildcats. That will give Massillon a first down and goal coming up inside the 5.
Coach Corrigan asking the official who lined up offside. Seems to be satisfied with the explanation.
So 1st and goal from inside the 4-yard line. They'll be at the 3.5. 7:27 to go, 3rd quarter. 19-7 Ignatius, but Massillon knocking on the door. 2 tight ends set. Wishbone. Huth under center. Turns. Gives the ball to fullback. Straight up the middle. Once again, that's Quentin Nicholson, and he pulls his way down to the 1-yard line before Ignatius is finally able to put him to the turf. Massillon faithful come to their feet. Sold out crowd tonight at Byers Field. 13,000. 6,000 of those, Massillon. They're on the far side of the field cheering. Second down and goal from the 1. Again, a wishbone. And up again, Nicholson trying to bull rush his way in. He did. Touchdown, Nicholson. And Massillon has made it 19-13 with the extra point to come. This is Steve Shutt, 6 foot, 155-pound sophomore out of the hold of Bobby Huth. High snap. Huth gets it down. Shutt sticks it through. 19-14. Ignatius lead cut to 5. 6:47 to go, third quarter. There's 13 plays, 77 yards. Time of possession, 5 minutes, 13 seconds. It was the opening drive of the third quarter. Ignatius will receive the kick here and get the ball for the first time in the second half. Shot to kick. High, somewhat short, taken at the 9-yard line. By M.J. Yanni. 20, 25, and shoestring tackle made at the 28-yard line by Quentin Pollock. First and 10 for Ignatius at their own 28. 4 receivers set for Kurbis in the gun, but he'll hand off to CQ across the 30 and spin around and drop to the 31-yard line. McCQ 3 or 4 yards on the carry. CQ and Beal both in. Beal is going to go in a wing to the left. CQ a running back. 3 receivers plus the wing. And a handoff up the middle to CQ. Hit at the line, driven back. He'll lose a yard, maybe 2. Trying to go straight up the gut, and Robert Morris snuffed it out for the Tigers, who really have Big Mo on their side at the moment. Loss of 3. Third down, 9 for Ignatius coming up at their own 29. Massillon crowd chanting defense. Wildcats crowd trying to urge on their offense. Kurbis in the gun. 4 receivers. Play action. Screen pass. Open is CQ. Has it 30. Block 35. Inside 40. First down 45. 50. To foot race 20. 31 men to beat 20. 15. And he got him at the 10. Huge gain on the screen. Flag comes in late. Darian McGuire finally made the tackle inside the Tiger 10-yard line. Big play for the Wildcats, and we can come back to this tonight on the post-game show and say that was the pivotal play. Wildcats up 19-14, 5:20 to go in the third, and Massillon was about to force a 3-and-out. A huge play by CQ on the screen, and it's a dead ball personal foul against Massillon for a
both sides. Both sides.
Both sides, so they offset.
That's fine. 63 yards on the completion of CQ. And I'll tell you what, Scott Beal went over and defended Nick CQ. That guy just grabbed his head and tackled him out of bounds that way. I don't know if he intentionally did it or not, but Beal went over to defend him. There were a couple of shots fired, whatever you want to call it, offsetting penalties.
First and goal from the 8. 4 receivers set for Kurbis in the gun. Handoff up the middle. CQ bouncing his way inside the 10, 9, 8 to the 7. Tackle there. Nick CQ trying to find some room up the middle, but the Massillon interior defense doing the job to stop it there. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. No gain on that last play. Kurbis in the gun. 3 receivers wide right, 1 left. CQ the only running back with Kurbis in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Kurbis over the middle. Paris hit at the 4. There's a flag. Incomplete pass, but he was hit well early. And Neil James, the defensive back, will get flagged for defensive pass interference.
Captain Massillon's not booing. I guess it was that
was pretty obvious. Yeah, wasn't much debate on that.
I'm actually just kind of playing.
That is the first time tonight, though, that the Massillon crowd actually believes they committed a foul. 4:35 to play, third quarter. 19-14 Ignatius. And they'll have a first and goal now from the 4-yard line. Half the distance, automatic first down. Kurbis in the gun. O'Malley, Thompson, and Ryan wide left. Paris wide right. Kurbis takes the snap. Inside handoff, CQ trying to get outside of the 5. Inside 4. Pulled around from behind. Many flags come in. Like a personal foul face mask on Massillon.
Personal foul. He almost took his head off.
Vargas on the tackler.
Play football.
Brian Gamble. My goodness.
Got a bunch of
It looked like they almost removed the head of Nick CQ on that tackle. Personal foul is called against Massillon. Another automatic first down, now at the 2. And that one is on Gamble. And now Gamble is having one of his teammates back there. Quentin Pollock is talking to a couple of their teammates now, trying to get a hold of Gamble, saying, get your head in the game. First and goal from the 2. Again, Kerbis in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The late handoff, CQ trying to go outside right, pulled around from behind. Again, there's another flag.
What are these guys doing?
CQ's face mask again.
Throw somebody out of the game.
And now one of the Massillon players yelling at the referee. Antonio James made that tackle. Second play in a row that Nick CQ almost had his head taken off. And once again, a personal foul against Massillon. Wow. Now the Tigers are frustrated to say the least. Ignatius up 19-14.
They had 4 personal fouls through the Massillon Tigers tonight. That's a good, clean football program we got going.
4 minutes to go, third quarter. Kerbis under center, backs in the eye. First and goal from the 2. Handoff, Castro walks in. Right up the middle, touchdown, St. Ignatius. Nobody touched him. And the Wildcats take a 25-14 lead with the extra points to come.
The Massillon fans booing once again.
So Jim Castrogano, the 2-yard touchdown run.
Sure, that's going to make his dad, Jim, very proud. Getting on the board. Nick CQ being consulted over here by another one of the that's Dr. Cummings talking to Nick CQ, making sure that he's got everything going together. They're going to have to ice that neck of Nick CQ.
Kinney's extra point is up, and it's good, 26-14. I think they're saying to Nick CQ, hey, Nick, did you ever think about playing in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow? That would be the Headless Horseman.
Well, one thing that I like about this, too, the Massillon fans are booing, and they're all crying over there, and the Ignatius fans have finally stood up. They're applauding their offense. We're not getting caught up in the personal foul game of the Massillon Tigers, letting the play do the talking, 26-14.
I've never seen that many consecutive hits. Officials saw it too. They threw the flag. 4 personal fouls by Massillon on that drive, and folks, they were all warranted. I mean, again, it wasn't even really much debate.
Do some tackling drills. That's what they got to do. Line them up, do some tackling drills. You want them to tackle high. Good luck. Sherwin will.
That drive for Ignatius, 5 plays, 72 yards, 2 minutes, 53 seconds, 4 personal fouls against Massillon.
Put his knee down? There you go.
Yep, and feeling the ball on one knee at the 10-yard line on the kickoff was the return man who was whistled down. That's Lanelle Robinson. Booth under center, backs in an offset eye, 2 receivers to the left. And here's a fake handoff to Gamble, who's to throw. Fires on the left, over the head, and incomplete of the receiver, running an out pattern at the 18. Zach Van Ryzen. Booth down in the end zone. And the Massillon crowd with like a late hit against Riley Lauer. They will not get their wish.
Well, they're going to, anything that happens anywhere near the whistle or anything, they're going to be moaning about. I can guarantee you that.
Thanks for listening to us worldwide tonight on the internet at thesportsking.com, America's sports website. Booth in the gun. 3 receivers set as time as he takes the snap, rolls to his right. Now under pressure, fires at the 10, and the ball is caught at the 30. Van Ryzen up across the 35, then throwing back. First down. 2 tight ends set, backs in an eye, 1 receiver to the left. Handoff Gamble up the middle on 1st and 10 from the 33 over the 35 up to the 37. Tackled there by Phil Uhas.
Whatever. I mean, this is just getting disgusting. What was a very good football game in the first half is deteriorating quickly. Well, and a lot of it has to do because of what Massillon is doing on the field.
Massillon 0 for 8 lifetime against St. Ignatius, and it was talked about a lot. What would Ignatius and Massillon do throughout the 80s if they've met? Well, it's been answered recently. Ignatius has dismantled them 8 straight times. Lob pass on the left side, incomplete for Van Ryzen at the Ignatius 40. He had double coverage there by Nick Taggy and Ben Juravicius. Really no room. 2nd down and 10 coming up. And Massillon very rarely has been in a game with Ignatius. Last year they lost 38-13. 2 years ago, 37-12. 3 years ago, they were in it down at Tiger Stadium 29-21. Back in 2001, they lost 40-26. In the playoffs, state semis, 49-20.
So that 29-21 game down in Massillon was the beginning of the end of Nick, Shepis, the coach down, Rick Shepis.
3rd down at 6 coming up for Massillon. Pitch the ball to Gamble, 35-40. 1st down, 45. Flag comes in as he's tackled at the 50 by Ben Juravicius. And this one may be coming back again. Let's see. Yep, it's against Massillon, says defensive back Matt Merletti. And we have a hold against the Tigers. So 2:27 to go in the 3rd quarter, and Massillon trailing Ignatius 26-14.
Fan over here letting the Massillon coaches over in the box that they have dirty players.
And generally, the Ignatius crowd in general can be, I don't know if you want to say subdued, but they rarely get into the finger pointing, but need to get out to their own 43.
Watch Gamble.
2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Huth in the shotgun. Morris with him in the backfield. Snap made. Huth with time. Pumps, steps up. Now he's going to roll to his right and then try to keep it in trouble in the backfield. He's sacked. The 27-yard line, a coverage sack for the St. Ignatius defense. Flag comes in after the play is over. In fact, just now,
I think. This one's on us.
John Ryan with the sack.
That's going to be costly because that would have been a 4th down. If it's on us, that sets up a 1st down for them if it's a personal foul.
And this will be a dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against St. Ignatius.
Well, I think these officials said we better get one on Ignatius pretty soon, otherwise these Massillon fans might storm the field. I didn't see what happened.
That'll give the Tigers 15 yards from the end of the play. It ended at the 28. So Massillon with touchdowns by Gamble and Nicholson, both runs. 1st and 10 from the Tiger 43. Fires the ball right side, incomplete. The attempt was made for Zach Van Ryzen in Ignatius territory around the 1st down marker at the 47. Over his head. Wells and Miller go wide right. They're the only receivers. Morris and Gamble and an eye behind Huth, and now Gamble in motion to the right. Inside handoff Morris. 45 breaks the tackle and gets down to the 47-yard line. Finally stopped there by Robert McConville. Marty Kern also in on the stop.
You got to stop it.
Huth in the shotgun.
They finally realized.
3 receivers said they didn't have it covered on the right, but a screen pass to Huffman.
Nice shot.
The 45, he'll get nowhere. Up to the 47, buried. Right around the line of scrimmage, may have gained a yard. The Wildcat defense knew that screen was coming. Kern, McConville, and Neff all in on the tackle. Sean Weiss awaiting the snap at his own 36. And Gianni.
Nope.
Or danger of vicious deep of the 2. Weiss and a quarterback rolling out to his right. He'll throw. Ball caught. 1st down at the Ignatius 42. Cody Colley.
Yeah, I was going to say Cody Colley. I had a feeling something made me think that they were not going to go ahead and just punt this away. 5 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
And they'll wind the clock. That'll be the final play. So Massillon successful on 2 4th downs tonight when they were in punt formation. 3rd quarter completed. 36 minutes of football in the books. 4th quarter coming up next. Our score, St. Ignatius 26, Massillon 14 on the 8th. Well, Massillon had the ball for plenty of time in the 3rd quarter. Time of possession for Massillon at 9 minutes, 7 seconds. If you're good at math, you can figure it out, but if you're like me, you'll need somebody to tell you, so I will. Ignatius 2 minutes, 53 seconds. 1st and 10 for Massillon at the Ignatius 42. First play of the 4th quarter. Gamble going left to right, breaks several tackles, 35, 30, and finally dropped to the 26. As Brian Gamble appears to be getting stronger as he runs the ball more and more in the 2nd half. They'll mark it at the 27, 15 yards on the carry. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Wildcat 27. They fake the handoff to Gamble. Rolling to his left. Huth wants to throw over the middle. Huffman got it 15. At the 10, trying to break a tackle. Does 5-2. Stopped at the 1. Huffman had Ben Juravicius on his back. Brian Sylvester as well, but could not bring him down until the very end. Stopped just outside the 1-yard line.
Well, they faked the play that they just ran to Gamble. Had Huth roll out to his left, drag the tight end across the middle of the field, and he was wide open. Huth delivered the ball right where it needed to be. Huffman's a big boy. He gets down to the 1-yard line. Massillon in business.
1st and goal, wishbone formation. Pitch the ball to Gamble, left side, in trouble at the 5, lowers his shoulder, and just got back to the line of scrimmage. A nice job to do that for Gamble. On the tackle over there was Ben Juravicius. 2nd down, goal from the 1 again for Massillon, trailing by 12. Under 11 minutes to play in regulation. Wishbone. Huth turns and hits the ball to Nicholson up the middle. See in, no signal. He stopped short at the goal line. On the tackle was Kern.
That's it, D. Make him work. Good job.
Also there for Ignatius was Neff. 3rd down and goal coming up for Massillon, this time inside the 1-yard line.
I guarantee you they go back to that same play. They're just going to give the ball to Nicholson and let him push in the middle of the line.
7 for 12 on 3rd downs. Wishbone formation. Handoff Gamble up the middle. He's in. Touchdown. Went in with a half dive and never had to leave his feet, really. Stayed on him. And Massillon, again, is close to within 6 with the extra point to come.
The shot comes on to attempt the extra point, 26-20 right now. St. Ignatius leads with 10:23 to go in the fourth quarter.
And Schott's extra point is up, and it is good. 26-21, Ignatius' lead down to 5. Rush for Gamble, his 8th rushing TD of the season, 10th overall. That scoring drive, another impressive drive for Massillon. 14 plays, 90 yards, 6 minutes, 31 seconds. And here's the kick. Milletti at the goal line, he's in the end zone. It'll be a touchback, automatically called about a half-yard deep.
You're listening to the 2005 St. Ignatius Wildcats. This is St. Ignatius High School football on AM 1220. The Word. The Word.
1st and 10 from the 20. Off tackle right, Nick Sekiu gets up to the 24-yard line. Gain of 4 yards. Tackle over there by Andrew Daly. 4 wide receivers set. Massillon in their base 4-3 defense, or 3-4 I should say. Handoff right side, Castrogano over the guard. Got a couple to the 26. That'll bring up 3rd down. Going out wide right, O'Malley. Wide left, Paris. Slot to the left is Thompson. Curvis in the gun. A wing to the right's John Ryan. And they will fake the handoff, run the option to Ryan. Pitch at the 25 to the 30. First down to the 31. Hard running for John Ryan.
Scott Beal.
Yeah, Scott Beal was actually in the wing. Well, Paris and Thompson wide right. O'Malley and Beal wide left. CQ, the running back with Curvis in the gun. Pitch it to CQ at the 25, has it. 30, 35 to the 36-yard line. 5 yards on the carry for Nick CQ. From the 35-yard line, Curvis in the gun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right to run the option. Pitch it again. Castrogano almost fumbled but held on and then managed to gain a yard before he went down. Daly again on the stop for Massillon. Curvis in the gun. 4 receivers. 3rd and 4 from the 37. Takes the snap. Under pressure. Throws over the middle. Paris open. Got it! Then dropped the ball. Separated from it to Massillon 42. And then Brian Gamble with the struts over an injured Robbie Paris, who's down on his back. He separated Paris from the ball. Paris is down. And Gamble strutted away. Now they've got him off and they're wheeling him off. So, and now Gamble, who made the hit on him and strutted after he made the hit, goes up to him on the stretcher. And wants to tell him, I guess, that he's sorry. Again, it was a clean hit by Brian Gamble that caused that. But what upset some of the Ignatius faithful was after he made the hit, he got up pounding his chest, and Robbie Paris was down injured at the 40-yard line. So a clean hit. We wanted to make sure that you understand that by Brian Gamble. It was not a dirty hit. Bill O'Malley on the punt for St. Ignatius. 4th down and 4 from their own 37. Deep for Massillon at the 25-yard line is K.J. Herring. Good snap. And O'Malley just gets the punt away. Low wobbler. And Herring has to watch it bounce at the 30. And then it will be down at the 28-yard line. So, well, needless to say, the Wildcats team is now fired up for watching Robbie Paris being taken off. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 28. And a late snap. Everybody moved, but the center never snapped the ball. We'll have an illegal procedure penalty against the Tigers. 1st and 15 for the Tigers at their own 23. 3 receivers set. Huth in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Roll to his left. Huth under pressure. Huth trying to get away. 2 players coming. Back at the 18-yard line. And a flag comes in late as Riley Lauer pounced on Huth after he tackled him out of bounds. So we'll have a personal foul against Riley Lauer, who really busted hump to get over there and make the sack, and it would have been 2nd and long, but
the referee is asking the Parma police officer to get some of these. There's people on the Massillon sideline that obviously were not saying very nice things to the official, and he wants them backed up and away.
So 15 yards the penalty, and it happened. Riley Lauer did hit him. A little pounce late after he'd already made the tackle. That'll be an automatic 1st down at the 33-yard line. Called the 34. 34. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from there. 7:03 to go in the game. Ignatius up 26-21. Now they've got a 1st and 4, actually, at the 34-yard line. Hand off to Gamble across the left guard. 35, slipped down at the 40 and fell down at the 41-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 42. 2 receivers, backs in an I formation. Huth to throw. Back in the pocket with time. Throws deep over the middle. That's up for grabs. Wildcats back. Can't come up with it at the 14-yard line. Huth under center. Gamble and Morris in an offset eye behind him. A receiver to each side. Now in motion to the near side comes Daly. And he started early towards the line. Hand off to Gamble. No flag, though, up the middle across the 45 to the 48. Chuck Kyle barking at the side judge. How did he miss that? Daly started 2 yards forward already. And then they snapped the ball. But no call. And that happened right in front of him. 6 for 10 overall. Massillon 7 of 12 on 3rd downs, 5 of 6 in the second half. 3rd and 4 from their own 48. Huth to throw with play action. Rolling to his left. Throwing over the middle. Caught. Huffman 1st down at the Ignatius 42-yard line. No, they say he dropped it. Incomplete now. He did not hold on the far sideline. 4th down and 4. Massillon is going to go for it here with 6 minutes to go in the game. 26-21 Ignatius. Huth in the shotgun at his own 48. Flag comes in back at the 30-yard line from the back judge.
No, it's illegal substitution.
Now Chuck Kyle's out at midfield. He was saying timeout. Right. But it's going to be illegal participation against St. Ignatius, and that will give Massillon a 1st down by penalty. As this one has been the most closely contested game for Ignatius this year. The one they lost to Philadelphia to St. Joe's, they lost by 14. This is just a good high school football game tonight. Hard fought, to say the least. Handoff Gamble on 1st down across the 45, pulls his way down to the 41-yard line. 6 yards for Gamble. 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Tigers at the Wildcat 41. Clock moving, 5:32 to go in regulation. 26-21 Ignatius. Gamble and Morris in an eye behind Huth. Gamble again off tackle right. Cuts back up the middle now to the 40. Throwing back. So he got down to the 39. And Wildcat defenders led by defensive backs Teggy and Sylvester. 3rd and 2 from the Wildcat 39. Wishbone formation. 2 tight ends, no receivers. Huth turns, gives the ball to Gamble. Off tackle right. Hit the ball. Got forward to the line, and that's all. No gain. Huth under center. Gamble and Morris in an offset eye. A receiver to each side. 4th down and 2. Huth takes the snap. Fake the handoff. He'll throw. Receiver open. Can't get it to him. Steps up. Intercepted by Marty Kern at the 42-yard line. He had a receiver streaking open, Zach Van Ryzen. But as he went to play it, he realized he couldn't get the throw off and tucked it under. And Marty Kern made the sack back at the 43, a loss of 4. Wildcats take over on downs with exactly 4 minutes to go, leading by 5. A little bit. Turbis in the gun, 4 receivers. 1st and 10 Ignatius at their own 42. Handoff up the middle. That's CQ, and he didn't get much, if anything.
I'd say 0.
Right. Down and 9. The Wildcats run an option play, getting up to the 45-yard line was CQ, and that was it. A great solo tackle by Neil James, who took out his legs. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats at their own 44. Clock moving, 3:05 to go in the contest. 26-21. Ignatius, they're 6 for 10 on 3rd downs tonight. 2 of 3 in the second half. Kurbis in the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. From his own 44, he takes the snap. Just 3 men coming for Massillon. Rudy steps up. The old run at the 45. He threw it incomplete for Thompson. He was over the line.
Yeah, he was. And why does he?
The Massillon 40. No flag. There it is. Late. It's an illegal forward pass. I don't know what took the officials so long. Kurbis was well over the line. And he will be marked back 5.
Trying to make a play with
45 where he threw the ball.
Didn't realize where he was on the field.
Anyhow, 4th down and 13 from the 39. O'Malley will punt. Herring deep.
at the 30. O'Malley's punt, very high. Herring calling for the fair catch at the 30. Now backs up 2 steps and hauls it in at the 28. Wildcat faithful comes to their feet chanting defense. 1st and 10 from the 28 for Massillon. Huth option to Gamble at the 30. Breaks free, 35, 40, up to the 44-yard line. Finally, Neff, a lineman, runs him down. But that's enough for a Massillon first down. Huth under center, backs in an offset eye, a receiver to each side, takes the snap, gives it to Gamble. Flicker back to Huth. He'll throw deep over the middle, up for grabs, and is it picked? No, at the 28-yard line. Getting his hands on it was Joe Wanowitz in front of receiver Zach Van Ryzen, who became a defensive back, and was 7 and 10 from the 47. 2:13 left. Huth in the gun. 4 receiver set. Takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Sets up. Fires over the middle. Huffman has it at the 50. Pulled down as he leans forward to the 47. Clock moving. 1:40 to go in the game. Wildcats by 5. Huth in the gun. 3 receivers. Takes the snap. Massillon was moving all over the place. Throws the pass. Incomplete at the 40. Flag is down. We're going to have illegal motion against Massillon. 2 or 3 receivers that were jumping before the play. The intended target over there, Zach Van Ryzen, had it broken up by Joe Wanowitz. And it's going to be a false start against Massillon. Now, did the play count, or did they whistle it dead beforehand? Now they're coming over. He's picking up his flag. Okay. So let's see, though. Because if the play is allowed to count, it would bring a 4th down if the up, and it will. The Wildcats will decline the penalty. So it'll be a 4th down and 4 for Massillon at the Ignatius 47. Clock stopped 1:33 to go in the game. 26-21. And Massillon is 3 of 4 on 4th downs tonight. Huth will come out in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gamble in the backfield with Huth from the Ignatius 47. He'll run the option. Now pitch it to the left wingman at the 50, 45, first down, 40. Still going to the 37 before he's finally rung up. Lanale Robinson. And now Massillon, hurry up offense. 1:20 to go. 1st and 10 from the Ignatius 37. In the shotgun, 3 receivers set. Huth takes the snap. Flag in. Throw over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Zach Van Ryzen at the 32. And we're going to have an illegal formation, I believe, against Massillon.
These penalties keep stopping the clock.
And it is a false start against Massillon. Daly will split wide to the left. Wide right is Van Ryzen. In a slot to the right, Robinson. Gamble in the backfield with Huth on 1st and 15 from the Ignatius 42. Huth takes the snap. Deep over the middle. Receiver open. He missed him. Threw for Gamble at the 15 behind him, and then he was hit by Brian Sylvester. But again, a deep man was open and unable to hook up was Bobby Huth with his receiver.
Let's just get an interception, please.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could take this.
Good game here tonight. You're joining us late. Robbie Paris has been taken to the Parma Hospital with a leg injury. We have not heard an update on him. Obviously, he's out for the rest of tonight. And now, Bobby Huth, the quarterback, needing attention from the trainer. He's been hit a couple of times hard tonight as well. Clock stopped 1:08 to go in regulation. 26-21. Ignatius in the lead. Next week, the Wildcats will go down to Warren to play Harding. Following week, it's the Holy War at Lakewood Stadium. St. Ignatius.
Is the quarterback now, replacing the injured Bobby Huth that just went off. 3 wide receivers set. Morris in the backfield with Weissen. The Ignatius 42. Weissen takes the snap. Drops back to the 50. Fakes. Rolls to his right under pressure. Fight. Deflected and incomplete at the 35-yard line. Ball is intended for the fullback, Robert Morris, running a little down and out pattern, but deflected away by Phil Uhas.
Nice job by Phil Uhas. Just came over from his linebacker position and knocked it away. We've seen Weissen has shown athletic ability on the botched punt snap that he ran for first down. Also on a 4th down conversion, completed a pass for 10 yards and a first down. So he's definitely athletic.
Massillon 8 for 16 on 3rd downs, but they failed on their last 4. 5 of 9 in this half.
3rd and 15 from the Ignatius 42. Weissen in the shotgun takes the snap. Throws underneath for Gamble. Has it at the 40. In trouble, though. Breaks a tackle. In trouble again. Down he goes. Back around the line of scrimmage at the 42. Finally able to ring him up was Dan Dowd.
It was in a pile of people, and I thought actually it looked like John Ryan might be able to just bat it down. Next thing you know, Gamble comes squirting out of the pile with the ball.
47 seconds to go in the game. Timeout Massillon. Wildcats up 26-21. They'll have a 4th down and 15 at the 42-yard line. We'll keep it right here. Tigers have never beaten the Wildcats. 8-0 lifetime. St. Ignatius is against Massillon. Massillon came into tonight's game undefeated at 5-0. St. Ignatius with a record of 4-1. In the AP poll, Massillon was ranked number 4. St. Ignatius number 9. The Ohio High School Magazine poll, Massillon was 7th, Ignatius 10th. And Ignatius number 7 in the Region 1 computer poll. 7.578 points. They'll get a ton if they hold on tonight. Massillon, Washington, number 2 in Region 2 at the 11.45. 4th down and 15. Massillon 4 for 5 on 4th downs tonight. 50 seconds to go from the Ignatius 42-yard line. Weissen in the shotgun. Crowd comes alive. 13,000 here tonight at Byers Field. 3 wide receivers set for Sean Weissen in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Drops back. Has time. Now under pressure. Rolls to his right. Weissen throws it over the middle. Receiver open. Got it. First down at the 20 to the 18. Zach Van Ryzen found a seam. McConville makes the tackle, but Massillon comes up big on 4th down with 41 seconds to go. Stop the clock to move the chains. Ball is down at the 17. 25 yards on the completion. 1st and 10 Massillon at the Ignatius 17. Wildcats up by 5. Weissen in the shotgun. 3 receivers set. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Massillon has 1 timeout left. Weissen with the ball. Quick hitter over the middle. Caught at the 8-yard line. To the 5. First down. Van Ryzen to the 4. Finally stopped. 30 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and goal coming up for the Tigers. They have 1 timeout, but they're quickly to the line. Weissen, the backup quarterback, has been perfect in relief of Huth, the injured starter. Now a quick snap. He buries it in the turf with 25 seconds to go. 26-21 Ignatius. But now Massillon will have a 2nd down and goal coming up from just inside the 5. 2nd down goal from the 5. 25 seconds left. Weissen in the shotgun. 3 receivers set. He takes the snap. Pumps. Throws deep. Corner pattern end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Incomplete pass. Flag comes in. I think we're going to have offensive pass interference. Gamble shoved Dan Dowd out of the way and then made the catch.
I think it's on St. Ignatius.
Oh, they get called on Dan Dowd.
Actually, it's Michael Rossi out there.
Nope. Michael Rossi, you're right. Dan Dowd came over late. So defensive interference against Ignatius. This will give Massillon an automatic 1st down, half the distance to the goal line. Both players were pushing and shoving, and Rossi is the guilty party. So a 1st and goal now for Massillon at the 3. 21 seconds to go. Wildcats up by 5, but it's in jeopardy here. Weissen in the shotgun. 3 receivers set. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap. Inside handoff. Morris hit the 5. Buried. Bill U.S. tackled him. Timeout immediately called by Massillon. That's their last one. A loss of 2 yards on the carry with 17 seconds to go.
Shades of the St. Ignatius first state championship. Cincinnati-Princeton. Huge goal line stand. I know this is not a state championship game, but still a huge goal line stand to preserve the victory for the Wildcats in that first state championship game down in Ohio State. I'd like to see the Cats respond in the same way here. 2nd down and 5. Actually, 2nd down and goal for Massillon on the St. Ignatius 5-yard line. 17 seconds to go. Ignatius up 26-21. Massillon really with momentum on their side in a huge way. Ignatius looking to turn them away one more time.
A couple of big plays tonight, which have led to long Massillon drives to score touchdowns, and this is another. Under center now is Weissen. 2nd and goal from the 5. Backs in an offset eye. It's Gamble and Morris. 2 receivers to the left. Now Gamble in motion to the left. Weissen rolling that way, wants to throw. Weissen wants to run now. 5, 3, 2, 1. Is he in? Yes, touchdown! Mason got into the corner of the end zone with 10 seconds to go. Massillon has their first lead of the night and possibly their first victory ever over St. Ignatius.
It is bedlam on the other sideline. They are unbelievably happy, and they should be. I mean, there was some dirty play, of course, but you also have to give them credit. They have responded here in the second half. They've come out, they've controlled the football, kept the defense for St. Ignatius on the field, and really have just capitalized. They've taken advantage of this possession right here, and it looks like they're going to line up to go for 2. After Yako drilled that 50-yarder, they figure they better make it at least a field goal margin here.
And Massillon has spent their final timeout. Ignatius does have 2 remaining, but just 10 seconds on the clock. Massillon up now 27-26.
Coach Kyle and the staff want to know what the heck's going on here. They need to be lined up. They can't be over there on the sideline like it's a timeout.
They did call timeout.
They didn't have a timeout. They called a timeout on the play down here on the goal.
The referee pointed this way for timeout. I did see that, folks. So he pointed Massillon's way.
It was my understanding. I thought they used their timeout on that. They went over in white. They talked, and then that's when they...
If so, that should be a penalty. He stopped the clock. The referee put his hands together.
What's going on?
Stopped the clock, and then he pointed to Massillon with 2 hands as if to say timeout. I don't know what's going on.
They moved it over.
They
wanted it on the left hash.
Backs in an offset eye. 2 receivers to the right for 2 points. Gamble in motion to the right. Weissen takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Going to keep. And he lowers his shoulder. He's in. 2 points good. 29-26 Massillon. And Bobby Huth went out injured, the starting quarterback, on this drive when it was back at the Ignatius 42, and Sean Weissen has come in, quite honestly, has been more effective than Bobby Huth was.
Well, he could do more things. He runs better than Huth. He just has a better athleticism about him. He's dangerous to throw, and he also can run the football, and his legs are what got him in the end zone.
That last scoring drive for Massillon, another impressive scoring drive tonight. All 4 of their touchdowns have been long scoring drives. This one, 14 plays, 72 yards, 2 minutes, 28 seconds. A Sean Weissen 5-yard run. And Massillon leads this one now 29-26 after Weissen got a 2-point conversion. 10 seconds to go. Wildcats in need of a miracle.
Well, you had the Motor City miracle.
Shot to kick off.
Pierogi Town miracle? I don't know what it's
Pierogi Town miracle. There it goes, the kick. Bounces at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchback. So no time off the clock. Wildcats with 10 seconds will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. They do have 2 timeouts. And Thompson wide left.
How about a hook and lateral, huh?
Curbis takes the snap. Drops back. Has time. Throws deep on the right side. It's up for grabs. Intercepted at the 50. And then going down immediately is the defensive back, K.J. Herring, with 3 seconds to go. Massillon ices their first victory ever over St. Ignatius as Herring goes down at the Wildcat 45.
A lot of dejected Wildcats walking off the field, and you can understand why. You can understand why. A very tough-fought battle here tonight. Ignatius is going to come up on the short end. Not only that, but Robbie Paris carted off on a stretcher and taken to the hospital. Our thoughts and prayers are with Robbie and his entire family, hoping that he's okay.
So Massillon to the victory formation, and the chants have begun.
We'll see in the playoffs.
With their first victory ever, the all-time series will stand at 8-1 Ignatius. But the Massillon Tiger faithful is going to enjoy this one tonight. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of Ignatius. Weissen under center takes the snap, takes the knee. Game over. Massillon has defeated St. Ignatius here at Byers Field for the first time ever. The final score, Massillon 29, St. Ignatius 26. With the victory, Massillon remains undefeated. They're 6-0. St. Ignatius falls to 4-2. That'll wrap up the play-by-play portion of tonight's broadcast. Stay tuned. Ed Doc Doherty has the Brown, Gibbons, Lang & Company post-game report coming up next. Keep it here.